think for us, what makes Fallout is not any given gameplay feature, like, well, if it doesn't have VATS, it's not Fallout, or if it doesn't have dog meat, it's not Fallout. What makes Fallout unique is the world that was, and it gets blown up, and then experiencing that world afterwards. It's this sort of 1950s iconic vision of the future, and then coming and getting to experience that after the bombs fell. It's a very different take on post-apocalyptic as opposed to like a modern day world that gets blown up, or some other world that gets blown up. And then into that you layer in all of these things like player choice and this VAT system, and now expanding on that even more with scavenging for things, and now all of those things matter. I think it's sort of layering those things on one on top of the other, but at its core, Fallout is about this really unique world and setting that's very different than anything else you see in post-apocalyptic entertainment. The main story of Fallout has its own kind of pathway through the world and what you're about and emerging from the vault and what happens to you next. But again, I think for our games, the thing that we like about Elder Scrolls games and Fallout games is being able to tell your own story. And what you do and the actions that you take and kind of the way you want to play the game. Boston, I think, is an area that was ripe with a lot of gameplay possibilities to take it to some place where you've got some sort of iconic, identifiable landmarks, but there's also lots of things that we can do from a gameplay standpoint to kind of make it all its own. You know, the part of it that I love the most is all of the creativity, where you can, everything you find in the world now is something you can make with it and do with it, being able to build up your own settlement and all the different workshops around the world. So it's not that the crafting in the world is essential, it's just a part of what you're allowed to do. Our games are always highly interactive. It's one of the things that makes them fun, that every object you see is something that you can pick up.
I'm excited to announce that mods created on the PC will be able to be transferred, played, and shared for free on Xbox One.
I mean, it's a little scary to allow mod support and allow folks to bring it to console. What our mods allow folks to do on the PC is anything. You know, again, we want to make sure we allow players to try things and do things without breaking their game. And so how exactly technically that's going to work is something we're still working on and have to spend a lot of time on between now and then. It's just sort of that free-form kind of tell-your-own-story gameplay that I think is what makes the games that Bethesda Game Studios makes really great. I think what I'm most excited about for Fallout 4 is getting it out the door. We've been working on it for a long time, and having it in secret obviously has been a bit of a burden, so we're really excited to get it to fans and can't wait to see what folks do with it in Fallout 4.